Welcome back to season 8 of Comic Book Nation, the only show that does it all for geek culture and the official podcast of Comicbook.com. I am your host, Kofi Outlaw, and with me, it's the classic crew, Mr. Matthew Aguilar and Mrs. Woof, that was close. Janelle Wheeler.
I can be anything.
No. You can only be one thing. If we've learned anything this week, it's that you can only be yourself if you want to live a good life. And that is the lesson taught to us by the Miss I was thinking about in my mind, which is, of course, Miss Dolly Parton.
Aww.
Passed away this week. We lost a Nashville legend. Yeah, it's been a rough week for us. If you were a 90s kid, 80s, 90s kid, this has been a rough week. We lost Dolly Parton. Of course, we lost the incredible Mr. Tim Curry. Then, just when we were still reeling from all of that, we lost the voice of the greatest leader of all time. I still haven't processed that I'll never get an authentic Peter Cullen Optimus Prime performance ever again. That's something I'm still kind of processing. But yeah, it's been a crazy week, and we were just all still trying to processing, that we didn't save the cheerleader and what that meant for the world with Hayden Panettiere. So yeah, it's been somebody did a count. We've lost 46 screen legends so far in 2026, and it's only August. So yeah, this one was a rough week. So shout out to everybody who's still feeling that grief, that pain, that loss of something nostalgic and important part of your life. All of these people kind of cross over into fan. I mean, Dolly was just everywhere. So she was just like a general earth spirit, but everybody else were major parts of our fandom. Tim Curry, definitely. Peter Cullen goes without saying. And so, yeah, it's been a wild one, but we're here to kind of uplift from the darkness. That's what we do here at Comic Book Nation. There are other podcasts that love to get into the conflict in the darkness, but we're just here to uplift and distract, while for an hour, we're like a really good drug for you. Just an hour of peace and euphoria, usually, until we start talking about things like Joker, if somebody goes off the rails or, whatever, what have you with this show. But moving past all the deaths, we want to say RIP to everybody who passed, but we want to move on and get into something that will be just as uplifting when we run around and beat people up for their automobiles. That's right. GTA 6 is on the way. There was a big preview event this week. Matt, what did we get into? Take it away.
Oh, man. So there was a big chunk of new footage, and there were a bunch of leaks for, if you've been paying attention to the interwebs, there's been a bunch of leaks over the past few weeks. And those looked like, from seeing this new footage, those look like from way older build in some respects. GTA 6 looked pretty stunning at times. It was a graphical powerhouse already, and the new footage walks us through a bunch of different points in time. They seem probably early on in the game. Evidently, the game is going to be bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2 as far as scale and as far as time. They're estimating probably around like 80 hours or so with all the stuff you can do. So like, this is little chunks here, but we get actually, someone noticed that in 2022 there's a scene in here where they're doing this like robbery of a store, and that scene was like shown way back a couple years ago, and like the differences between them is nuts. It just doesn't even look like the same game. So we got to look at Jason and Lucia here. They're kind of dynamic, their relationship, and we got to look at the gunplay. We got to look at like some of the different activities you can do. It looks pretty impressive. There was a lot of previews that were also released alongside this that kind of gave more of an indicator of like at the beginning of the game, they kind of want to pursue a romantic relationship, your two lead characters, but you can also completely decide not to do that. You can just have them be platonic, and they'll always be kind of at each other's beck and call. You can text or call each other, and they'll actually come wherever you are, and they can help you with activities in the world, help you with fights, all that kind of stuff. But then you can also enjoy the story together and pursue that and see where that goes. There's I mean, just the amount of stuff you can do in this. I mean, what did you guys think of just the scale? Because I mean, it's pretty impressive on my side.
I'm not watching none of this.
Dude, it broke
Watch
Twitch.
any of it?
No, I'm not. I'm in. All I need is for you to hand me the game in November and let me just disappear from this miserable life for a while I go to GTA land. I don't need to be sold anymore. So no, I haven't been watching. I'm happy for everybody who enjoyed the events, but yeah, I just want to jump in. I already know I could tell from the last trailers it was gonna be dope, and I'm in. I mean, we're gonna talk about that
So
in a
I have an
minute, but
interesting
yeah.
I have an interesting point on that, but I want to get to Janelle before I
Yeah,
jump in,
I
'cause we
mean,
already talked about it.
honestly, like I don't play GTA. It's one of the ones that I actually just watch other people play because it's not my style of gameplay that I normally do. But I genuinely feel like I have to play this after watching so many things. But what really stands out to me is just the mass, like scale of fandom that it literally isn't even like a trial or anything. It's just footage that you're reacting to, and it broke Twitch. Like it completely broke it. Like people could not go live. It like broke down all of the servers, just reaction videos. Like just people watching it and looking at it and commenting broke down Twitch. Like I was getting text messages saying like, "Hey, if you're going to try to stream later, like beware, it's probably going to be down." And that's pretty impressive. Like I can't really think of another game that can do that. Maybe League if they like dropped something crazy, but yeah, it looks insane. Like it looks crazy. Like I just it's like the content is heavy. I'm like, can we get like a Mario game at this level? Like that for me, just please. Like because like I wish that I was more into this concept and everything because it's just crazy. Like it's I don't know, man. It's gonna be pretty
I don't
awesome.
think there is another game that has Netflix shelling out money for a 26-minute exclusive preview, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it did its job. I mean, Netflix was down very briefly when this whole thing started, and then they did a great job. They got it back up and running, and then there were no issues afterwards, right? But like, it was Netflix went down. That didn't happen very often.
No.
And GTA did that, but like GTA has that kind of cachet at this point to
Mhm.
be able to do that. I will say it's interesting because I downloaded when GTA 6 when the first trailer hit for GTA 6. GTA 5 ended up popping up on PlayStation Plus as like part of their like gaming catalog. So I went, you know what? I haven't played that in like a while. It's been a minute. And I was never huge on GTA 5. Like I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I still like let me try it. And then that thing has aged considerably. I feel like that game has aged and in a not so great way, just in terms of just like gameplay and mechanics, but also just in terms of story. So I actually needed this because I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I can just wait till later and maybe play this. I don't know. Like I don't want to just get into FOMO and then
I don't
because I
do
got other stuff to
gaming.
play.
Yeah,
I got other
I'm not
stuff
like
to play.
one. I'm not one to keep up with the gaming Joneses ever. Like I play the games in my own time, but this is going to be a cultural event. Like if you don't know about
Right.
this, you're not going to know, bro. Like the
Right.
whole world.
That's the thing
You're
too.
going to be in the
Like
club, and
there
that
is that.
baddie in the club is going to be talking to you about some GTA 6. And if you're just sitting there like a dork, like yeah, people are
Well,
going to know.
Question,
but
as
then I
someone who has
watched this.
never ever played any of these, would I struggle if I just like
You're from Florida. I think it's come natural to you just to hop into this and start
You'll
causing mayhem.
definitely know some people. You'll be like,
Yeah,
"Oh man, that's
Oh, that's
Rodney
Sandy
from
from down
wherever."
street. Yeah. No,
yeah.
but really like the gameplay and stuff, like
It's
would
not no,
I
it's not complicated.
Okay,
It's
okay.
Yeah,
like
it's not.
it's just a couple buttons. It's hey, hit triangle, mug somebody. Hit
Okay.
square, punch a prostitute, hit hold L, shoot some cops, It's
I will
it's
say
pretty
the
straightforward.
combat looks very much improved, which is good
Yeah.
because fives was not great. So I remember booting that back up, and there was this mission where you had to try and take down this person on a motorcycle, and it's like super early. It's like one of the earlier missions, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I can't Like I was just fighting the game.
It was
I
hard
just
to
like, this
operate the
sucks.
cars and shoot at the same time. Yeah, that got a little iffy.
So
But
I'm
yeah,
hoping
no,
this one
it's
improves.
pretty
It looks good.
intuitive. Like, yeah, to hop in and just kind of start wrecking stuff.
It looks good.
It's fun.
November 19th?
Yeah,
November 19th.
right before
Every
Thanksgiving.
other game has run away.
Yeah, as they
That's the
should.
only one
The
coming
world's
up.
going to shut down. Thanksgiving, nobody's going to be talking to each other. Everybody's going to be playing GTA 6.
I wonder if like anybody, just because coming from the live streamer side of things, I wonder if anybody's actually going to be watching people stream this, or if everyone's just going to be playing it on their own. I always think
Oh,
about
I mean,
that.
this is
like,
what like all my kid's going to sneak around and watch who live streams this. That's what the
Yeah.
live
but
stream is
like he
for.
won't be playing himself, right?
No, of
'Cause, like,
course not. Like,
yeah.
I'm a parent, but that's what kids do now. Like, that's that's their sneaking into an R-rated movie.
Yep.
They just say, "Oh, I can't experience this content." Then they can go find it on YouTube, cut it up into shorts, even R-rated stuff, right? Like,
Mhm.
so
Yep.
one night my kid's like, something about Pennywise. Can he do this? I'm like, what? Like, what? What do you know about Pennywise? Like,
Oh my gosh.
but of course, YouTube Shorts, you can find anything. So yeah, they're streamers. Every kid who can't get this game because their parents are like, hell no, are gonna be watching the people who stream it because they want to be in the know. It's a
Yeah.
culture now. So yeah. And then
All
yeah, I'm
right,
sure my kid will be
pre-ordering right now. Okay.
yeah, I'm just
fine.
slapping down the hundo. I put
I'm
aside the
doing it.
hundo a long time ago. I
If
gotta
I go
break it out
MIA
of
for
my
our
piggy
other
bank.
talk, it's because I'm ordering this.
Yo, I'm doing it because when 5 came out, my wife told me to get a PS4 because she was pregnant with our first child, and she said, "Yo, you're gonna be here a while. Why don't you have some fun? Get a PS4, get GTA." And she watched me play the whole thing. Now our kid's 11, so yeah, I'm gonna get this and celebrate and have some fun.
Yeah, I bought a PS4 with the bundle. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. GTA 5. Yeah, that's right.
And I got The Last of Us, which frustrated me, and then I didn't play it for many years. I thought it was like the worst game, and then I came back and I was like, "This is the greatest game ever." So yeah, I'm not watching anything else. I'm just gonna be buying GTA 6 and letting my life slip away after that, and I'm just gotta make it till November. So gotta make it till November. And that's
we got
it.
plenty of games. We got plenty of games next month
Well,
too.
that's a good
So it
segue
is.
because I forgot at the top of the show I did my dramatic turnaround.
Yeah,
That's
that back of that
right.
chair is freaking
Looks awesome.
amazing. Like
And
the
if
front
you're
is cool,
not-
but the back is insane.
Oh yeah, let's do the whole thing. Oh, you gotta get the whole shebang.
I'm feeling
Shebang.
very envious.
Look at that.
Incredibly envious. That is gorgeous.
So, if you are not listening to us or on the or watching the video feed, first of all, click on our YouTube, Comicbook.com YouTube. Go to the live section where we always drop these because you should be watching. Help us get those views up. But if you are watching, this is the new Spider-Man variant chair from Secret Labs Titan Evo line of chairs. This is the top of the line in gaming chairs. Janelle's secretly been sitting there knowing this for a long time. She didn't tell me, but she has known what it is to have the kind of real state-of-the-art engineering of Secret Lab. And let me tell you, yeah, I don't know what chairs I have been sitting in before, but yeah, this is a great one. And they have now, Secret Lab has been out here the last 10 years or so, just kind of slowly not only mastering building these chairs, but getting licensing partners. But there was one holy grail that we could not get, and that was Marvel. But obviously, them days are gone. Secret Lab and Marvel have launched their first collab with the Spider-Man variant chair, just in time for Spider-Man Brand New Day to be making Spider Hype, all the rage again. So we got, as you can see, the detailing. The mesh has a good, authentic Spider-Man logo. My favorite detail are these little tendrils on the side. They do the little symbiote kind of flow to them.
Oh, nice.
Teasing that little lore, throwing it in there. This colors kind of invoke that Spider-Man Far From Home and other comic book black and red kind of suit. And it comes with all the great details of Secret Lab. These chairs are not only great. It's like, I'm kidding. This is not even part of the ad. It's fun to put together.
Your pillow looks upgraded too.
Oh yeah,
I think it's an upgraded pillow.
Technology pillow. They got new accessories.
Mine did not have
armrests.
magnets. Yeah. So I will say this, like when they came out with the Joker, I was trying so hard to like get them to sponsor me. So shout out, like Kofi, I am proud of you. You are a sponsored, like,
Yeah, I
you,
don't get off
you
the couch to
doing,
get sponsored to do sponsored things often, but when I do,
no, you're
it's for
doing
things
the
like Secret Lab.
thing.
Yeah.
Bravo. They
And
didn't
I
want
did not
me.
know, but
They did not
we're
touch
down to
me.
just one member here, so we're gonna work on maybe getting the whole pod Secret Labs, and then we're just gonna have to hype Secret Lab forever. But
I
I'm
mean,
okay
I'm
with
down
that.
for
Yeah.
that. I need an upgrade.
Yeah.
Mine's falling
Oh.
apart a little bit. I'm
Well,
very
you've
hard
been
on my
on the
gaming
pulse
chairs.
for like a long time. You've been a gaming, gamer streamer. You've been doing the right things for a long time. We've just been ruining our lumbar support. So I'm so happy to be that now my butt doesn't feel numb when I get up after work or after playing. But I say all that to say I'm so happy to have this, and you guys should get your Secret Lab variant chair, your Spider-Man. If you've been waiting for one and you're a Marvel fan, now's the time, because what are we doing? Here's what you're gonna be doing the next few months. You're gonna be playing Marvel's Wolverine in just a couple weeks. So you're gonna be sitting there and you want to have a Marvel themed chair for that. Then you're gonna be get hit with GTA 6, just like we said. Then your life disappears and you're gonna be in the gaming chair for what did Matt say? I mean, 80s conservative, probably over 100 hours of all-in gameplay, exploring, side questing, whatever else you're going to be doing. And by the time you get all that, and it's like around Christmas time, guess what's going to be hitting home video? All right, that brand new day will be coming home towards you, and you're not even going to get out of the chair when you're done gaming. You can just fire up the movie and keep going. So a lot of reasons to be sitting on your butt this winter, and I suggest you do it in style with Secret Lab and check out that Spider-Man variant chair.
They also just came out with a new one called Atlas that I'm like, oh my God, I want it
the
so
Atlas chairs
badly.
are crazy.
It's very sleek, and like if you don't want like a Spider-Man logo, it's just very basic and like very clean.
Oh yeah, let's not sleep. Secret Lab has signature designs and colorings and stylings of their own, and a lot of them are, as you can see with Janelle's chair, like hyper futuristic, slick, like they came right off the Enterprise. So check that out. It is Secret Lab, all one word, but awesome chairs. I've been sleeping on it, and I'm so happy that they woke me up and were like, "Yo, you sit a lot. Let us help you out." So that's that.
I love it.
Let's talk about Lanterns. Lanterns this week. So in our week-old review of Lanterns, episode 2 has come. I've even put up an article about things, all the theories we have going into episode 3. But I know Matt's burdened by knowledge, so he has to be kind of careful and peter out this thing because he's seen more of this than we have. But I gotta say, like, from my perspective, this was the episode that made me really lock in, know the show's going to be great, because a pilot and throwing stuff and getting that initial momentum going is one thing, but sustaining it through episode 2, which can be usually a very slow down episode, is harder to do. But this episode not only did it, but opened up the door and put new mysteries on the table, told like one self-contained story within the episode, but also expanded the lore and had, and what I love with Lindelof is he's so good about parceling out information and getting us to ask questions and wonder about things, and in a certain kind of pacing while avoiding other questions that should be on our mind, but we don't take the time necessarily to dwell on as hard. But yeah, great introduction of lore about the Manhunters, quote unquote, Anton and his group, who are coming and attack and kidnap John Stewart. Great little kind of kung fu martial arts subplot with the bird and the whole sensei type thing about maintain this bird and bring it back through all this and what that means about John. They're doing stuff in the show that makes casual fans curious and intrigued by Green Lanterns, but also makes diehard longtime fans like us be like, "Ooh, this is stuff we haven't, like, this is lore we haven't gotten to before, but I'm intrigued and it fits and I like it." Like, yeah, John's maintaining constructs without a ring. Ooh, what's that about? Like, now I want to know. And as a longtime GL fan, it's just as curious to me and intriguing and new and novel as it is to anybody else. So yeah, I am just, this show is top of the line and what I wanted from the DCU. Like I said before, it is the core of these, like Child Chandler is slowly be just morphing into my Hal Jordan image, like within 2 episodes. Like already I'm just like, when I think of Hal Jordan now, I'm just gonna be picturing Kyle and Chandler and his cadences and stuff like that. But yeah, it's something new and different from a Green Lantern show in the True Detective mashup, even if you would say it's obvious, it works hell as hell. And I was surprised it didn't jump into more of the timeline, jump in and all that, but just focused on 2016 and then dug deep into some deeper kind of characterization and mysteries. But that was me. Janelle, as a more even casual fan who's not necessarily hamstrung by GL history, what did you think about episode 2?
Dude, oh man, this is such a cool show. I'm living for this. I'm so happy that I get to experience this as a show, generally speaking. I'm glad that I didn't read too much Green Lantern lore and like comics because I do feel like I have this fresh kind of perspective and it feels really nice kind of being introduced in this way. Like I'm not going to forget like these are kind of my first lanterns, right? And like these are the people that I'm going to carry with me through like reading comics and it's just going to be really fun for me. So I'll start there. Love it. I have mixed feelings about this episode. There's just been a few moments that kind of like rubbed me wrong, specifically where like John is seeing all of the damage of the Manhunters or like what they've done. I wish, as someone who doesn't know Manhunters, who doesn't have that background, I needed to see that. I needed to feel what he was feeling so that I could hate them and fear them the way I'm supposed to. I kind of feel like they really missed that moment, that part right there where they're like putting that thing in his head and making him see and experience what they experience. That is my only qualm. Like I genuinely wish I saw that, and I kept hoping that we would like see like a flash, just flashes of something. And then besides that, like I just absolutely like everything makes total sense. My favorite part so far, of course, is getting off world and seeing Sinestro in like the space prison or whatever. Like that, it's just really cool to have a moment where we break out of this like we're in a small town vibe and like go bigger.
I'm the opposite. I actually kind of like it better when we keep it smaller
I
right
knew
now.
you would. I knew
But
because but you like that style of show. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you have that within you.
yeah. But I think again, like I think you have to really just trust in Lindelof. Like if something
Mhm.
is not shown to you when it, especially at a moment where it's so obviously probably supposed to be shown to you, then there's probably going to be a reason. Like there's probably a twist in what happens in that moment and like what that vision is all about. But I guarantee we're coming back to it at some point. Also TV budgets, that's a pretty blockbuster scale sequence to show, and we're on TV. But I didn't mind it because it was more about what does it do for me to John afterwards. Like how does that change him once he sees that, and like what does he now understand and could be kind of those seeds planted. Because I think there's a very interesting dynamic between John, Hal, and now Sinestro about
Mhm.
duty and kind of following the rules and
Yes.
like where do you kind of critical thinking and all that stuff. Like
Yeah,
John's
that's
on
what
one end,
bothers me about John.
Sinestro's like but John's on one end, Sinestro's on the other end, and Hal's somewhere in the middle between them.
Yeah.
But it's like between them influencing one another, people are going to start to change and change positions, and it's just
And
like
I feel like that's all Hal's like that's his mission. I feel like that's his one thing that he's trying to do is he's desperately like trying to like get like secretly try to break John from this like I have to follow the rules. I have to do what I'm told. Like I respect my elders. Like you can tell he has daddy issues for reals, you know?
So it's interesting that we're talking about John because so episode 3 is one of my favorite episodes of the season. And it also has two of my favorite lines from like the entire show in this. And what I will say is that I feel like after episode 3, there's a much more complete picture of John. So if you have questions about
yeah, you don't have to be all
how
cryptic.
he
The
is
actress already went online and was teasing up her episode when she plays the young version of his mom this week. So we know we're getting
yeah, no, that's already been in the trailer. No,
yeah.
that part's known. What I'm saying is, but I'm not saying her. And I wrote that up. So yeah, so you should go read that. But like if you haven't read that. But like I'm saying as far as John, as like this is it's a very John centric thing. And what I will say is I feel like it contextualizes so much about who he is and how he looks at Hal. And so I feel like after this, it'll be a good spot to check in on the dynamic that Janelle's talking about, right? Of like the back and forth. I find a lot more people are like sympathetic or maybe empathetic to Hal than I am. Maybe that just comes from the fact that like I'm just like I was never a Hal person. So like I always look at his like the first 2 episodes, like, gosh, Hal's a jerk, man. Like he's so unlikable. I find there's so many parts of him that just rub me the wrong way. And so I found that like looking online and stuff, it's just like people talking about Hal and like how much they love him. And I think that's the power of Kyle Chandler. Because if you put this Hal in a lot of other people's hands, I think he comes off way more unlikable. I think that's a credit to Chandler's just kind of natural charisma that you can overlook some things of like, man, like, look at how he's treating John. Like in many times. And I feel like some of that also comes into play in episode 2. And that's why I really enjoy episode 2. But like, I just find myself on the opposite spectrum of a lot of people. Hey, spectrum, emotional spectrum. I find myself on the opposite end of that with a lot of people of like, man, this is like, Hal's so great. I'm like, gosh, I don't know if I could stand him for long periods of time.
Well, I think what Chandler does is it does a good job of showing you that there is something more complicated under Hal's bravado. Like you can see it at times in him what the sheriff sees when she says like, oh, he's lonely. Like he's not like just arrogant. He's just lonely. And I think there's this whole, like when I see his dynamic with John, I recognize it as like a dad son thing. Like when your dad was trying to get you ready for like football or something. And he takes you out and he starts knocking the living crap out of you. And you're like, dude, what the, like, what is this? And he's like, yo, you got to be ready. Like when you get out there, they're going to be trying to take your head off. Like I can't be soft on you about this. Like you got to be ready to go out there and go to war. And I feel like with Hal, that's kind of like what his whole thing is. Like, I think there's even a line, I forget exactly what he says in this episode, but John's talking about something about aliens, and he just says, he alludes to something like, there's just like a never ending, a lot of, as a cop does, that weathered cop, like, yeah, I've seen it so much. I've seen like the death or the destruction or the carnage or the chaos or it's everywhere out there and it never stops or something like that. He kind of alludes to John. So I feel like he's trying to prepare him because in this universe, I think we underplay it because we're so used to the comics where they don't deal with this at all. But like in the show, I think they're dealing with like, who is Hal in his relationship to Earth and humanity versus space and aliens, right? Like this show is painting a more complicated but slow portrait of, a guy who has been out into some of the weirdest places in the universe, darkest, weirdest places by himself as the only human out there doing this, right? So that's kind of a mind screw when you really think about it. And then it's like, when you come back, can Hal Jordan even really relate to Earth? Like, can he relate to humans? Like, there are very subtle things that tell you kind of his detachment at all times. Like, you see his house, right? It's a big ass mansion, but it's like he's never there. It's empty. And it's just like, how did you even get this? It's like, oh, some guy, I saved somebody and he owed me. Or just thought I was sad I didn't have a home. It was pity, right? Like, he thought it was sad I didn't have a home, so he just gave me this big mansion. But it doesn't mean anything to him. It's just like literally a place where he just drops and stores this thing and his weird pet plant. And that's it.
Earl.
So, like, Hal Jordan's not really an earthling anymore. He's not really like part of our world. He has to defend it, but he's not like part of it. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have those connections. Like, so he's just kind of this man drifting throughout the universe, which I think is this really interesting and still understated portrait of his character in the show, which is that he's a man.
It's something they explored in the most recent comic series, though, and I really enjoyed that. Jeremy Adams' most recent comics at the beginning of the series. They've gotten into other things now, but like at the beginning of that new series, they kind of explore that, not to his isolation, but not Lanterns is taking a different tact in the fact that like there's like one Green Lantern from this sector at any given time, right? So like the fact that like Hal's evidently been the only Green Lantern for however long is like different from the comics where there's at least 6 now. It's like 6 Earth Lanterns now, I think, or whatever. So like that's different, right, in itself. But like there was some interesting exploration there of like what Earth means to him coming back, his disassociation from like everyone's living their life here and dudes up in the stars saving saving galaxies and like doing all these kinds of things where like he's so detached from what like normal life is. It's an interesting thing, like it was explored, and that's actually what brought me back around to Hal. It was that comic series, because like that was really good because I was very detached from Hal. What I will say is like I always read now. Okay, I'm going to be very upfront here. If you're looking for dad issues, I got a ton of them. So maybe this is from bias. Maybe this is from just me, right? I come in with a lot of baggage. I'm just going to be very open in that respect. But I will say that like I read him throughout this less as a father figure and more as a, maybe not even a father figure is not wrong, because maybe I do see him as a father figure, but I see him as a father figure less interested in passing on his knowledge and teaching someone and taking someone under his wing as someone who is trying to hold on to the semblance of youth and life, that the only thing he has, and doesn't want to let it go. And it's incredibly, in that respect, understandable and human. It's also incredibly selfish, right? It's inherently selfish to like, I want this is mine, you can't have it. And I read that in almost everything he does, and it comes off as like the most self-aggrandizing thing. And I read of so many things in what he does and his interactions with John is that. So like I just go like, man, like I can't, half of me can't stand you.
You better leave some grace in there. You're gonna have to leave some grace in there soon.
I understand. I said it was
like a daddy issue, so you didn't see it from one side, but you're gonna see it from the other side when your son starts, like right about now.
I'm already seeing it.
Yeah,
I'm already seeing it
when he starts combating you because he has some of your same interests or some of your same thing, and he starts combating you for that space.
Well, like I've had that. I mean, truth be told, I've had that with my daughter, right? Like my daughter takes more of my like, it's very much my mini me, right? So like very much takes on a lot of those things. But you know, there's also the thing of like, look, when you see the wrong way to do something, you don't do it that way again. There is that. You learn from mistakes. So I had plenty of those in the past where I gotta learn from those. I ain't repeating those. And I look at Hal and go, and also what's interesting is that like I completely 100% agree with what you said earlier, which is that and with Lindelof and these shows, if something is put out there, 9 times out of 10, it will get addressed. So like if there's a question or something of like, I don't understand the connection to this, or I don't understand why this is, it will more often than not get explained. So I feel like this show does that. So
yeah. My only point is I think sooner before later, you're gonna have a lot more compassion for Hal Jordan's side of things. When you were like, you're not ready,
I don't
Junior.
think so.
You know you're
ready,
Junior.
So.
I can see you. When your son gets to be
and I think
age, you're going to be that taskmaster.
And I think this show proves that.
What?
But I'm tiptoeing around stuff. I can't.
That's fine.
But yeah, I think the show proves that.
I know. I don't say like all the way through, but like that same attitude and grit you have. It's different with girls and boys because, like, yeah, your daughter doing it. One day when your son comes up, you're like, you little. Yeah, it'll be different. Anyway, so let's move on. Just a quick shout out that we are watching Reacher season 4. I've been jumping into Reacher season 4. It's just hard to report because Reacher's just so established at this point that it just kind of comes and it rolls and you know we enjoy it. But Reacher season 4 is here, and I have been watching, and it's a hell of a start. And it starts in Philly, so can't hate that. The whole first episode's has a bunch of Philly stuff in it, so. Go check out Reacher season 4 on Amazon Prime Video.
It's so good this season. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
mean that's what I said though. It's just like Reacher's so good all the time now. It's just kind of it's not it's unremarkable for being remarkable. So it's yeah.
It's true.
Um Also, yes, if anybody is asking in the comments, it's not really our wheelhouse on this show, and now they're all about us being in our wheelhouse. But Lioness is the best show on TV. If we're gonna be real, Lioness is the best show on TV right now, and it's back for season 3 on Paramount Plus. And yeah, nothing's touching that. Every week, that's the thing that stops me cold and says I gotta watch that. Lanterns is close, but Lioness is
I need
man.
to catch up on Lioness.
God, what? Yo, Taylor Sheridan, yo, take that Yellowstone stuff and get it out of my face. Make more Lioness. Yeah, Zoe Saldana has never been more sexy or badass or just great at acting in a show in general. Nicole Kidman is still smoking boots out there as just one of the most badass ladies. Oh, thank you, Rich. Rich pulling up a trailer. Yeah, and yo, in terms of that covert espionage, edge of your seat thriller type stuff, this is crazy. And this season's crazy. It's all about counter operations with Russia, Ukraine being kind of in the middle. There's an episode where they have to go to Ukraine for a mission, and it's kind of real life detailing that war. And if you don't know, like the future war is happening already. Like Ukraine has mass drone attacks happening where they just send 100 drones and bomb things. They got robots on the battlefield now. Like it's getting nuts. So it's all about the changing face of warfare and a direct threat to Zoe Saldana's character this season. And it's a 2 timeline story. It's crazy, and every episode is a freaking movie. And the cast is amazing. You got like Genesis Rodriguez, like a bunch of other people in there who are just by now so into these characters. And like, yeah, one of the greatest espionage shows I've ever seen. But Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman definitely need to be in that Emmy talk. And if you don't see their lie detector test on Vanity Fair, go watch that too. That's hilarious. Where they both take.
They keep popping up in my reels. So many clips from season 3 that pops up, and I'm like, dang it, I need to catch up on this. It's so good.
Heat. The explanation of the Russia, U.S., China kind of silent war, heat. The writing on this show, Taylor Sheridan, heat, like absolute gas. So yeah, don't think we don't do this, but it's just not in our Comic Book Nation wheelhouse. But yeah, of course, I'm watching Lioness. There's beautiful women kicking ass and getting sexy every week, so of course I'm there. Yeah, but yeah, we there. All right, we're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna talk real quick about what's going on in the theater. I only had time to do one thing this week. Did I make the right choice? We'll find out when we get back. And we're gonna talk comics. Oh, I had Lioness. Oh, I had Lioness in my agenda. Well, I just knocked it up. Look, Past Kofi was on it. So we're going to get back and we're going to talk about some comics. We're going to talk about what's going on in the theaters, and we're just going to talk and have some chit chat. So stick around.
It's gonna be a regular thing now.
I'm so jealous. I don't have a design on mine. Like,
you're muted, buddy. Kobe, you're muted.
Oh, every week. Sorry. Yeah, every week we're going to be doing a Secret Lab promo. So I didn't even knock my promo off. Oh, I had a little good greeting when I spun around. Oh, well, we'll try again next week. So let's talk about the theater this week real quick. 3 movies came out. The Dog Stars by Ridley Scott, the post-apocalyptic kind of thriller starring Jacob Elordi and Margot Qualley. Every young, the next young kids with the dark hair and the pale skin and the looking all pretty and tall stuff, they're uniting for a movie. The other one was, of course, Coyote versus Acme, which is in theaters this week, which is delightful little Looney Tunes courtroom drama. But those kind of, nobody wants to go see that Ridley Scott movie. I'm certainly not, no, I'm not doing that. See you on streaming. And Coyote versus Acme, I'm taking the kids to. That's going to be delightful. The thing we had to check out was the new movie Buddy, the horror film Buddy. So this has been one of the more unique kind of horror films. It's marketed as this kind of Barney TV show where Barney turns out to be kind of a psycho. And so it's been kind of draped in a little bit of mystery. The teasers have all been these kind of viral marketing teasers of this classic kid show, trailers kind of teasing, the turn of it all. But you really had to go see what this was when you put it all together, right? Because this was done by Casper Kelly. And if you don't know who Casper Kelly is, I mean, he's a writer and at times director / producer who has worked on some of, your favorite animated series, from Squidbillies to Aqua Teen Hunger Force to Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, a bunch of Scooby-Doo projects, So this guy has been short treks, so he's been involved in like a lot of that kind of crazy animation that has slightly, that's kiddie, but has that kind of adult bend to it. And so this movie is what you would expect coming from the mind of that guy in live action. And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the weirdest movies I've seen all year, like easily. It is very much what you see in the trailers. Like half the movie is this old VHS Barney show. But then there are these moments where the main character Buddy just starts flipping out and stuff. And then it becomes like this crazy murderous thing. But then there is this kind of weird Zach Kreger style turn in the middle of the movie where it flips to this story in the outside world where Kristen Milioti from Penguin and Topher Grace are parents, and she can't shake the feeling that like something is wrong all the time. So people think she's having this mental breakdown. But the story basically is that this Buddy guy, and spoilers for everybody who wants to see this, but I'm trying to help you make it make sense, because the dynamic I don't think they really advertise is that, yeah, when you get taken into this show, the kind of entity rewrites reality so that you were never in the real world, so that nobody's looking for you. You're not missing. You were just never there. So her daughter gets taken, and nobody else in the family can remember she existed. But Kirsten Milioti, as a mom, can't shake this deep kind of primal feeling that something's missing and that there's something wrong with their family. And she is like slowly unraveling about this. And so she investigates. And so that brings both stories together, because the whole first half of the movie is in Buddy's world with these kids trying to survive. The whole second half is Kristen Milioti's world. And then the third act is what happens when these things come together. It's a weird movie, man. Casper Kelly's a weird dude, and it is a weird movie. I felt like I was on acid for most of it, and I was just like, no, I was just 9:30 at night and I'm tired, but I genuinely felt like I was on acid for most of this.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it'll become a cult hit or what, but it is unapologetically like what it is. I think what's tough is, yeah, the Buddy parts and the whole kind of vibe shift from when it's a friendly show to when it starts getting creepy or when it starts getting violent. There's a lot of off-screen killing. Like people get taken out, like, he just drags them away and you hear them screaming or something. That's weird. It's also, this was very risky because the child actors, like just put it front and center. There are a lot of child actors in this, and there's a lot of child acting in this. And it's not always great because they have to do some pretty dramatic stuff at times, and it's not always great. The kids are a little too plucky, a little too unseasoned as actors, and so a lot of that kind of falls flat. But in a world where we have like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that, this feels like a little bit too late. Like horror has done smarter things this year. This just seems like it's kind of, yeah, if this was in like 2002, this would be when Barney was all the rage. This would have been freaky, kind of example of that. There's also clear, if you want to dig deep into this, there's also probably clear allegories about, you know, children, trafficking, exploitation, you know, ignoring, cover up, all that stuff is on the table for this, right? So yeah, this is a weird one. This is a cult one. If you're gonna do it, go on a matinee. If you have the acid, why not? It'd only help you. And just yeah, this movie was a weird one, but we were all kind of very curious in the horror side of things what this finished product was going to be and how they got Kristen Milioti in it. But they got her because yeah, she has to do a lot of crazy, dramatic, like I'm freaking out because I feel like I'm going crazy acting, and she nails it. So that's Buddy, and yeah, there's some other people like Keegan Michael Key is Buddy, the voice of Buddy.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, Patton
I
Oswalt
love King Michael Key.
plays Strappy, the backpack that the final girl is a talking backpack that she has with her throughout the thing. And
Backpack.
yeah, like I said, Kristen Milioti, Topher Grace is in it. Michael Shannon is Willie, the ventriloquist on the show, like the crazy looking ventriloquist. Yeah, Clint Howard is in it. Ron Howard's brother, who's like the famous, like weird looking guy, is in it too and pops up. So, like, obviously, Casper has a lot of friends from his years working in animation and stuff like that. But yeah, so people show up in this movie for like weird little vocal or Easter egg appearances. But yeah, it's a crazy movie. And it was, people are asking me, this is Saban Films. This is Matt's side of the fence. Wrote Saban Films. So yeah, weird movie. I'm sure you'll be seeing it on Cult Status. I'm sure Generation Alpha will come to this and be like, "Whoa, buddy," and it'll be like another weird horror icon. We'll see. But it was a weird movie. All right, that's all I had for the theater. That was more than I possibly should have given you.
So I will say,
hey, Matt has one. Go ahead.
This has a thing where like I was initially kind of super hard on Five Nights at Freddy's, and I remember not even making it. Like it took me a minute to watch that movie, and then I watched it with Anissa, and then we watched the sequel like right after because like I was like, you know what, I was too hard on this movie. This was kind of fun. This is ridiculous and weird, and there's some like super heavy stuff out of nowhere in that movie. It comes to whatever, but like I was kind of weird. And now that franchise is huge anyway. But like I'm kind of looking at Buddy kind of like that. Like, oh, maybe I don't know, you know, the nostalgia or whatever for like the Barney stuff and the weird, creepy stuff. Like maybe that'll be a cult hit. I don't know. I can see that sleep like coming up on people and being a sleeper.
I mean, I'll be honest with you too. After that Nickelodeon doc, I do get a little, and I don't want to say anything personal, but I do get a little creeped out when people who work in like children's and animation and stuff start making movies about people in children's and animation stuff who are
horror movies.
Yeah, I do get a little like, do we need to check your hard drive ish, like about that kind of thing. You know.
I get it. Oh, okay. So moving on from that. I don't know how to segue from that. We'll talk about something that's in theaters today, just real quick. It's Power Rangers Day, by the way. Yay! It's Power Rangers Day. And Legend of the White Dragon is finally in theaters. This was a big deal because this was kind of Jason David Frank's passion project that he had been working on, and this is his final kind of movie TV appearance. It was all filmed and everything before he passed away. And then over the past, there was like a Kickstarter for it and a bunch of things. And over the past like 3 or 4 years, there's been questions of like, is it actually number one going to come out? They've been working on it. It was revealed that it was going to hit theaters for kind of a limited release. And now it's actually finally here. So this has kind of been a long time project that Power Rangers fans have been following. If you go to comicbook.com, you can see some past interviews with Jason talking about how, you know, he was looking to kind of bring that, you know, Power Rangers vibe, and then also just kind of bring a mature tone to it and a more adult story and those kinds of things, right? Going to some places that Power Rangers just doesn't really go outside of the comics. So it's in theaters. I had a chance to watch it. You know, there's elements here of like, this was an original hero. This is the White Dragon is the character he plays. Obviously, though, you can see the, you know, Power Rangers parallels and the Tokusatsu parallels and all that kind of stuff. So it's very clear. But there's actually a lot of heavy stuff in this. This film is very much a film about family, a film about loss. There's a lot of that heavy stuff dealt with in here. And so then you, of course, you get the balance of the big fights where you see some of the trailers, like the big action sequences between White Dragon and Dragon Prime. Some interesting twists along the way. It's just one of those things where, like, I feel like if you've been following this for so long, and also just, you know, kind of want to see this come to fruition, like, it's one of those things where, yes, at some point, I'm sure it'll be available on video on demand and streaming and things. But this is kind of an experience, especially on a Power Rangers Day, to go see this in the theater, go see it with a bunch of fans who have been, you know, kind of want to essentially like honor Jason David Frank's last project. It's pretty cool. You know, I enjoyed it. It's one of those things where I got a lot of like conflicted feelings about, like, you know, it's weird, like the Jason David Frank, everything that happened there kind of hit me hard. It hit me harder than, you know, even I expected, I think. So it's cool to see this on screen. It's cool to finally see this here, and I enjoyed it. So just a quick shout out for that.
All right, and RIP to JDF, who was not just a great performer and a great kind of ambassador to fandom, but he was also a friend of comic book. So we actually miss him. He used to come in and hang out and talk, and was always just like a gracious guy and a gracious presence, and, you know, badass. So we'll miss you, JDF, as we continue. Man, I'm just in mourning this week. Got me feeling down. But let's get something that can make us feel up. Let's talk comics.
All right. We're going to go with leading off with Absolute Wonder Woman number 23. Speaking of favorite lines, there is a line, and by the way, spoilers incoming for Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman number 23. And also for our next book, which is Terminal number 2, just to get that out of the way, spoilers incoming for those. But Absolute Wonder Woman, while Lanterns has an amazing line that I love, Absolute Wonder Woman number 23 also now has one of my favorite lines, which is seeing Ares just go in on Zeus. And I can't repeat it here because it's got like an expletive in it, but I just love that, like, there's a line he has in like the first like 3 pages that it's just like puts their relationship into like crystallizes their relationship, and also it's just hilarious. I think it's just so great there. We actually get like we're building up to all of the Minerva stuff and the Cheetah stuff. We saw that kind of play out over the last few issues, and we saw Wonder Woman kind of reunite with her mom and all of that, and then really put this whole how the gods fit into this into a clearer picture. And now we're starting to move towards that, and I feel like Wonder Woman doing her best Juggernaut impression was not on my bingo card, but I dug it. Hayden Sherman, that whole sequence looked awesome. So I just really like where this is going. Was it? Yeah. That whole sequence is so good. Yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed this. You know, I like where we're building to. What did you guys think?
I liked it. I'm back on the story of Wonder Woman. It's been hit and miss for me. I didn't like the Minotaur one, but I like this one, and I've been liking the kind of, I like her lore, and I like the kind of limitations they've given her with the kind of trip back to hell and having to do that when she's most needed, and trying to help her friend and Barbara, and us being DC heads kind of knowing how that's going to go, that whole thing with Barbara. So yeah, this was a good issue. And yeah, like you said, I like this little addition that they have. I've been having trouble remembering everything since I'm kind of sporadic on some of the issues, but now she has her little AI thing or whatever, her magic AI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I dig that. So, and her being able to do stuff with that, like the Juggernaut act, is crazy. Like that was crazy.
It's also nice to have Hayden Sherman back on as regular artist.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really cool moments in this. Okay, like a giant eyeball in the sky is just like it's terrifying. Like it's oh god. Yeah, it's just so unique. It's such a unique comic. I feel like you guys already touched on the story and it has really awesome moments, but just generally speaking, like overall, the whole story, like there have been highs and lows, but I feel like we're getting back to like a good spot with this, as Kofi said. And gosh, like it is really refreshing because I haven't like checked out Wonder Woman in a little bit, and the artwork is just different for me. It hits differently, and it's just got this like magical mystical vibe to it that I just really missed. It definitely like it fills a need. It's something different that like it's just a different experience than all the other comics that I read. And so I really, really love this. And I have, you guys know this. I've loved this from the beginning, and it's just continuing to win me over.
Yeah, no, absolutely, so good. Let's move to terminal number 2, which also has eyeballs. Floating eyeballs in the sky must be a theme. I don't pick the books based on how many eyeballs they have. Also, terminal number 1, if you caught our discussion about terminal number 1, this kind of came out of nowhere, just like socked us in the mouth. But this book evidently is going to have a thing where like every issue, it's going to try and invincible us, and every issue is going to have at least one page that like is grotesque or disturbs me in some weird form or fashion. This one saves it kind of for the end. But terminal number 1 was very much like, hey, we're going to make an impact. We're going to make a big impression. This is going to be brutal at times, but there was a lot of like world building in that. And this one, we finally kind of get to actually know the main group of characters that make up this group, especially after that, the fallout from what happened at the very end of the last issue. And then we're kind of, again, we're still world building. But we get to know more of the like the evil side of things here. But I just liked getting to know the team. Like we actually get like, the one character pulls their hood off, and we get kind of a little bit of their backstory, and we're starting to learn all of the back and forth between everybody. That's really interesting. So for me, this series kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm kind of glued to this. I have to keep reading, but I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
This is a dense book. Are we talking about Terminal? Yeah, it's a dense book.
Yeah, Terminal, yeah.
But I like the characters, and I like it. It's very classic 90s, but it is dense. Like there was like a whole talky scene about a mission, and then like I was like, okay, we're gonna flip over and get to this mission. And no, there was like they were still in the base talking for like another 6 pages. I was like, oh, before I was like, get on the plane. Like I'm like the X-Men are on the Blackbird like in record time comparative to this.
Get on the plane. That's gonna be my new favorite line.
But they got a lot of drama on this team. There's a lot of
they really do.
Down. I was like, oh, but I mean, I like it. It's interesting, but I was just like, yeah. I kept flipping through. I was like, oh, we're still talking.
All right. It does feel incredibly 90s, and I don't say that in a bad way. I just say like it feels like that just permeates. I don't know if you feel that way, Janelle.
I did the wrong thing. I read my Wonder Woman first, and so like it sucks because I love it so much that it's hard for me to kind of get into the spirit. I feel like I need to space them out over days to kind of come down, like to just I don't know. It's hard for me. Is it hard for you guys as like longtime comic book readers to just like stack reading books right after the other? Like, do you take
no,
breaks?
I have to be. For me, it's like getting into the reading rhythm. Like once I start getting into it, like I'm gonna go through a bunch because it might be another day or two before I sit back down and like start reading again.
Yeah, for me, like it's hard for me to let go of what I just experienced when I move into a completely different style, and so that's kind of what happened with this with me. And because of the denseness that you talked about, Kofi, I was just kind of starting to like ADHD out. Like I was starting to kind of just like not pay attention. I had to keep like pulling myself back, like pay attention, read this, like don't lose it. And so yeah, it kind of lost me, but I don't I think it's good. It's just it doesn't have those like obvious characters that I'm familiar with that are easy for me to just cling to right away and know where I am. And so it's just basically like figuring out a new thing. It's a me problem. it's a me problem. Yeah.
No, not at all. And but it totally makes sense. Also, I'm very much like, and maybe this goes to my whole, I prefer like binging on Netflix type thing, that approach to stuff. Like I read all my comics, like as many as I can, back to back to back.
Yeah.
Because then what happens is like whatever stands out to me is like what I will like comment on, or like, especially if I'm doing reviews and I'm reviewing a bunch of books in a row, I will literally read them back to back to back. And it gives me an idea of like, okay, I liked this one more than this. Here's why. Like it helps me sort out like which one stands out to me. So yeah,
that's interesting.
And if I wait too long, then, or if I do it too early, then I forget everything that happened. I have to go reread it anyway. So,
oh my gosh, yeah.
That's how my thing is. Also, Nindiego, yes. So fail on my part. Number one, I didn't let them know the books till like over halfway through the week. So that's on me. Number two, I didn't post the thing of the All Things Comic Club. So double fail my part. It will be coming. The post will be coming today in the comic book forum, and I will have the poll for next week. But we did honor the poll from last week, which is Terminal. That's why we went ahead and reviewed this one. I'll have another set of books for next week, and we'll pick the third book there. So it will be coming back. Keep an eye out for it later today. All right, Kofi, you had an agenda. I know you hit Linus already, but do you have anything else you want to hit?
Let's see. Secret Lab, chair, check, Lioness.
What about Star Wars chat? Have you been watching it? I mean, Star Trek. Sorry, Star Trek. Oh my God, I just did
Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Nah, I haven't. I've fallen off the Trek universe. They killed it. Listen, I love the Trek, universe. I was into it, but like once I knew they were kind of dismantling it, it makes it hard for me to invest. Still,
I get that.
But Strange New Worlds is a great show. Go check that out.
I just started watching it. I'm in season 1.
I mean, I've just slipped into a lot of reality stuff. Like HBO Max sucked me in, man. Because I started watching Lanterns. Now I'm into that Gods of Monsters, the third part of the Tiger King trilogy. Like it is. The same
there's also Silo.
Silo's still going on and has been heating up. There's a lot of content out there. I think there's only 2 episodes
left, or maybe 1.
Furious has been great with Emmy Rossum on Hulu. That show, the kind of
oh my gosh, that has been great. Also, I just love her. She's
she's playing a great character in that. Like, Furious has been good. There's been a lot of good TV and stuff. It's just not necessarily in our wheelhouse.
Have you guys been watching Ted Lasso? The new season?
Yes.
I
love Ted Lasso.
So charming. I love it.
Oh.
And then also just like, because we have the time, I'm going to say this. I did start the suggested viewing list from Marvel to lead up to Doomsday. So I started it, which starts with like a few X-Men movies. And then I got stuck. And now I'm watching every X-Men movie. So I just finished Logan. Like I'm literally watching every single X-Men movie. So I just watched Logan yesterday and I cried. And I only have like Dark Phoenix left. And then New Mutants, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. But I'm stuck on the X-Men. I'm like obsessed with X-Men right now. Like, what is wrong with me? I like rewatched it.
It's the time, man. What are you talking about?
And then I'm gonna start moving into like, I think Captain America comes after that, and then obviously I get to rewatch all of Loki. So if anybody wants to discuss or chat about that suggested viewing list, and if you're watching along, like hit me up, obviously.
When I get done here this afternoon, I'm going to be jumping into Batman Nightfall, which is also on streaming, the animated version of Nightfall. Another big 90s throwback. And so, there's a lot to do, kids. You better get all your other gaming out of the way too, because you only got a couple of weeks before Marvel's Wolverine is here. And then, by the time you get done with that, it's going to be GTA time. So get strapped in, get yourself a good chair, and get ready to do something. That's it for the regular show. But Matt has his agenda at the end. He's got some stuff he needs to go through. So why don't you take us through that before we get out of here?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of gaming, I am excited. Why? Because we got a bunch of Witcher stuff being announced, and they surprise dropped. Well, they didn't surprise drop it, but they surprise dropped the info and the announcement that in addition to Songs of the Past, which is the DLC for the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt that's coming next year, brand new expansion, as big as Blood and Wine, huge, which is crazy. This game is years old and it's getting now this awesome expansion. But one of the coolest parts is they surprise announced that we are getting the Witcher 3 remaster, which drops on September 29th, which is nuts. So that is what I will be jumping into right then, because I've been actually about to start my next playthrough, which is like probably like my third or fourth one at this point, of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, to get ready for the Witcher Songs of the Past. So getting ready for that, I was already going to jump in, but now I'm just going to wait for the 29th because number one, it's a free upgrade. So anyone who owned the game just gets this automatically. And it's all the DLC is also free. So both huge DLC packs for Witcher 3 are going to be free and have this extra upgrade. And then on top of that, the expansion comes out in 2027. For this being such I forget exactly when Witcher 3 came out. Witcher 3, I'm going to look that up. But like the fact that this is this old, 2015. So for this being a 2015 release, it already looked great. Actually, I went back and replayed a little bit in performance mode and in visual mode and stuff. It already still looks good. But the fact that we're getting a full remaster of this is insane. It looks so good. They even worked with one of the modders in the streaming community that was already working on one of these, and they just brought them in and like, hey, help us with this, right? That's like smart. That CD Projekt Red was doing the right thing here. So I am so excited. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And so the fact that I get to just play this with a whole new coat of paint and we get new DLC, chef's kiss, man, as Nick Valdez would say. This is fantastic. So I'm so excited. September 29th, though, is like, look, that's like a month. No, less than a month. It's like less than a month before GTA. And this game is like, geez, I mean, you could spend 120 hours, 130 probably easy with this. So I don't know. It's going to be hard. I'm going to be playing both of those games at the same time. And then Wolverine drops in there. So this is insane. I don't know what to do. I don't have enough time, but I'm excited for it. And then Witcher 4 is coming out, believe, is it 2027 or 2028? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's coming. So lots of awesome Witcher stuff happening. I'm very excited for that. Next, I want to get into a review. So if you've been following the show for a minute, I have talked about a game called The Mandalorian Adventures. And this game has had now, this is the second expansion for the game. This is Sworn to the Creed. So each version of this game adapts a different season of The Mandalorian. And so now Sworn to the Creed adapts the third season. So the new playable characters, Grogu is actually a playable character in this game. I'm very excited for this. We also have Koska Reeves, my girl Mercedes Moné from AEW, Sasha Banks, formerly of WWE. She's a playable character in this, Axe Wolves, and the Armor. So those are all your playable characters. This is a cooperative kind of card-based deck building game where it's got one of the most unique systems as far as like taking actions and attacks and things like that. You're playing out essentially different episodes of the show in this whole storybook thing. And then also what's great is like this is the most modular system. So you can make this harder, you can make this easier, you can use any characters you want, but you can also just go with whatever happened in the episode and use only those characters. You can throw in like hidden motive mechanics, you can add mercenaries to it. Yeah, there's a new equipment deck. There's the characters themselves have new double-sided abilities. So like depending on what you do, you can then flip the card and then it makes you do something else to maybe get that ability back. Some don't have those, but all the new heroes have them. There's just so much this game does, and you can plug and play with all of the other expansions. And it's just, you can make this game whatever you want it to be. And essentially with now all of the characters at this point between the three games, there are, oh man, there's got to be at least 10 to 11 characters to play as, and they all feel a little bit different. I just love this system. And this is probably, I don't know if they're going to do one for the movie. But so like, as of right now with The Mandalorian kind of like, I'm guessing season 3 is the last season of the show. I haven't heard anything about another season. So this might be the last one of these in the system, but I adore it. And this one, again, just ups the ante, adds new enemy abilities. The missions feel fun. There's one where you're actually in a starfighter alongside your guy on the ground, and you're trying to get to like take down the big ship. It's awesome. Really enjoy this. The missions feel fun, and the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is super fun. So for a Star Wars fan, longtime Star Wars fan, I think they'll really find something to enjoy. And if you haven't jumped into the system yet, you would need the base game to play this, but they're easily findable and it's not out of stock or anything like that. So really enjoy this. This is out now. And then sad that Evan's not here because I feel like he would get a kick out of the fact that I got to play One Piece Nakama. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Friends and Enemies. This is a card that features a ton of the cast from One Piece, the anime specifically, not the Netflix live action, even though I adore that as well. This one, and I forgot to get you images, Rich, so this is on me. So my bad, it won't be anything playing on the live show. But this game is super fun. This is one of those things where you're essentially trying to take down, move through the enemy deck and take out as many One Piece villains as you can before they move up this track. And after you lose so many of your allies, the game is done, right? So you can lose up to 5 or 6 friends, and you have a friends deck, and it's all these characters from the show that you adore. And so you can also play as them. Each one has a different ability, and there's this constant interplay between trying to make the friends deck that's across in front of you. Each boss requires a different thing from that. So sometimes it can be descending numbers. Sometimes it can be different colors. Sometimes it can be, hey, we need these people next to each other. So you're constantly trying to manipulate the board in front of you to then take down a villain before the track gets far enough along to where you lose a friend. And if you lose so many friends, you lose the game. Super fun, super quick too. This is incredibly approachable and easy to teach. I feel like I could teach this. I had a few little nibbling rules questions, but after I got those cleared up, I feel like I could teach this to anybody in a matter of 10 minutes and you could be up and running. So if you're a One Piece fan, I think this is a really cool way to jump in with the IP and something you haven't tried before. And this is out now. So definitely check out One Piece Nakama, Friends and Enemies. Last but not least, I wanted to, so I don't have a cool Spider-Man chair. and I can't turn around in mine all cool and evil but I do have some K-pop Demon Hunter swag that I got sent here, and so I was very excited for that. Number one, I wanted to say Hasbro hooked me up with I got light sticks. I've been so happy. I got K-pop Demon Hunter light sticks for both Soulja Boys and Huntrix. Very excited for that. I also have the cutest little derpy
Oh my
Furblet.
god,
Isn't so cute? Look at this tail.
that's amazing.
There's also
That's
a Soulja Boys demon Furblet that I cannot find at the moment because I'm pretty sure my daughter jacked it. I'm pretty sure it was on the table. This one is on the table too, and he's also been stolen, but I found him. And then also on top of that, the weapons are now out. So if you're hey, look, if you got some kids and they all want to be decked out with K-pop Demon Hunter's weapons, there's Zoe's Spirit Blades. They are all super bendy, so they can get thrown around or whatever, and no one's gonna get hurt. The whole thing is actually made of that squeezable material, so there's not even a hard part. A lot of times there's a hard part on some things, and it's they still get hit. Then I also want to talk about the curved moon sword. This is Mira's weapon from the thing, and it's pretty sick. This also super foam, so you're good to go. No one's gonna get hurt, though. This is actually full on plastic, so just careful with that. But this is my favorite weapon. This is awesome. I love this weapon. So the fact that this is here is amazing. And then certainly not last, I am so excited. We are a Monopoly household in this family, and K-pop Demon Hunters Monopoly is here, son.
Super cool.
We're gonna be playing this. We're gonna be playing this weekend. I am so excited. Anissa, and no one knows, my wife is the biggest Monopoly fan on the planet. We own Britney Spears Monopoly, Wednesday Monopoly. Pretty sure we own Friends Monopoly. We own so many. Elf Monopoly. We own all of them. So very excited for that. We own Hansonopoly. This is the band Hanson. We own that version, right? So big here. So thank you so much to Hasbro for sending that out and really enjoying it, man. We are there's been a lot of fake battles that have happened through here, and then they also revealed a new light up sword, which I don't have, but they revealed that it's like electronic and all kinds of stuff. It's like the K-pop Demon Hunters role has continued, and it's awesome to see a bunch of stuff in stores. So yeah, that's the agenda for today.
All right, that'll do it for Comic Book Nation. We are going to get out of here. Next week will be Labor Day weekend, so we're coming down to the end of the summer season. So take these last weeks and get some summertime content in, because fall's going to get crazy real fast. Thank you for waking up with us. We love everybody on the Comic Book Nation live stream. We love everybody on the audio streams. Check us out. Give us a rating. Recommend us to one of your friends. And we will see you next week for more of Season 8. We are Comic Book Nation, and we are out of here. Peace.
Deuces.